Amazing. Oh, we are on here live and I am so excited. Hey guys, give everybody a second to pop on here. We are live here for the Becoming Aware Masterclass. Hey guys, we're going to give everybody a chance to pop on here. Hi, Emily. Everybody say hello in the comments when you guys are here. We are in for an epic evening here tonight. Hello, everyone. Hi, Leanna. So excited that you guys are here. This is going to be amazing. Hey, everybody. Hi, Victoria. We're going to give everybody a few minutes here to hop on. Oh, hey, Kyle. Hey, Dana. Hey, Spencer. You guys are all so incredible. I'm so proud of you guys for being here, showing up for yourselves here tonight. Hey, Mike. This is so exciting. Awesome. Hey, Steph. Amazing. Well, we are going to get going. Hi, Andrea. Oh, thanks, Victoria. You're absolutely incredible. I did my hair for you guys. This doesn't happen very often. So cool. Okay, well, we are going to get right into this incredible evening. Hi, Dom. I'm so happy that you're on here. If you guys want to go ahead and put in the chat box where you guys are coming from, it's always so cool to be able to see that when we look back, because a lot of the time we think that this is such a small world, right? And it's like, or we think it's such a big world, but it's like in reality, there's so many people that could be right close to us. And it's an awesome way to be able to connect. Oh, thank you so much, Emily. I am so excited to be here with you guys. If you guys have been following kind of stuff that's been going on with the Becoming Aware movement that I started. So we've got Quebec, we've got Toronto, we've got Waterloo. Oh, this is so awesome. And Becoming Aware is something that I have created because for those of you guys that know a little bit about my story, or maybe you don't, a few years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago now, I was in this place where I was feeling in a rut and I felt super stuck. And I blamed a lot of it on that timeline that we can all think of, right? That timeline of success that we feel like we need to follow in order to be successful, right? We've heard about it so often. And I blamed it on that for so long. And I came to this realization that it had nothing to do with the external world at all. It had nothing to do with my boyfriend at the time. It had nothing to do with my career at the time. It had nothing to do with the relationships that I had at the time. And it had everything to do with my relationship with myself and just like how I was feeling on the inside and actually knowing who I was, right? I'm sure a lot of us can relate to this, that we've grown up in this world and it's just so busy, right? Like literally, like I can remember right from when I was in elementary school to high school to college, it was always go, 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 go. And did you ever get a chance to actually spend time with yourself and get asked questions as to who you are as a person if you removed all of these labels? If you removed being a mom, if you removed being whatever your career was, if you removed all of these things, who would you be down to the core? Right? Because we are here and we are human beings, and there is so much more to who we are. And that's what this is all about. It's all about becoming aware of our humanness again. It's about being able to show up as ourselves and just radiate love to the world, right? And this is kind of cool because it's like, I'm human too, right? I'm here running this masterclass, but I am here with you. And another thing too is like getting rid of this hierarchy of things, right? There's no better, there's no worse. Hi, Helena. We're all here at level on this like equal earth playing field. And when we can really start linking arms in order to start changing our inner world so we can start radiating the frequency that we want to create in this world, right? That's what becoming aware is about. So let's get into this. So for those of you guys that are all on here live with me, I want to thank you guys so much. Hi, Tara. Hi, Helena, for being on here live with me tonight, for taking time out of your evening. There are literally millions and millions of other things you could be doing, but you chose to be here with all of us tonight to show up and to be here for yourself and start learning and becoming aware of some of the patterns that may not be serving you anymore, so we can replace them with things that are going to bring you more joy, more happiness, and more excitement, right? If you guys want to put a heck yes in the comments if you guys are down for that, right? That's what it's all about. So when you guys are here with me tonight, I want you guys to just maybe put your phones away, put all of your distractions away. If you guys want a notebook, you want a pen to take some notes, or maybe you're somebody who just likes listening and just engaging and stuff like that, that's totally cool. You know you best. And there will be a recording of this. So if you do want to come back and take notes afterwards, you can totally do that. Okay. But this is going to be very interactive and very engaging. So I would love to hear in the comments, guys, is something that you are working on right now? What's something that you're currently working on right now? What area of your life, maybe? What is the goal that you're looking to achieve right now? Heck yes, guys. This is awesome. Love you guys so much. So cool. So, what are these goals that you are working to achieve right now? Because all of these goals, you may be finding that you might be feeling a little bit stuck. And if you guys caught my video from a couple days ago or last week when I did it, we talked about how we've got this amazing, powerful subconscious mind here in our heads. And a lot of it is programmed from our past. Well, basically all of it is programmed from our past, right? Our minds are records of the past, and they're so powerful. They are so incredible when we can learn how to use them, when we can learn how to align what's going on back here, align them with all of these beautiful goals that you guys are sharing here in the comments. So, establishing a morning routine, building my fitness business, having better focus, confidence in myself, consistent self care, managing stress. Hey, Melissa, creating a lasting legacy. So beautiful. I love that. And I would also love to hear in the chat, what is the reason why you are wanting to do this, right? Because we don't know the reason why behind this. It's like, this is not going to be easy, guys. If this was easy, then everybody would be doing it. But you guys chose to show up here tonight. You chose to be here. Mike wants to grow plants. I love it, Mike. You're so incredible. What is the reason why you're here tonight? Because when stuff gets tough, guys, which it will, because this human journey wasn't just made to be fun, right? It's here so we can learn and we can grow. And a lot of the time in our darkest moments, in our toughest moments, that's where we really get to dig in and we get to find that inner strength within, which is so, so powerful. I remember when I was doing my ayahuasca ceremony almost exactly a year ago today, it was literally the hardest moment of my life. And I was in that moment and I was just literally just wanting like water, breathing, and just to like wake up my eyes when I was in that ceremony. It was the hardest thing ever. And when we can have these like base survival needs and just show up in those darkest moments, there's always going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. Devotionals and spending time with God, moving forward to new beginnings to help others be consistent with their own fitness in a fun, sustainable, and joyful way. I love to learn, just a thirst for knowledge. That is so beautiful. So as we go through this today and we start learning a little bit more about how our inner world and how our inner frequency that we hold, because we are energetic beings, we live in this big universe that is all fueled by energy, right? And I think a lot of the time we forget about this, right? Like we just had a full moon recently and we forget that that energy from that full moon actually pulls the tides in and out, right? And we are mainly water, right? Our emotions, everything is so pulled by energy, but we forget all of this. In science class, when we learned about atoms, we learned about cells, we learned about how all of these things, it's all energy and things moving. All of that's happening within our amazing bodies right this second, right? It's all of these things that we forget. But when we can start bringing them together, it's going to be such a beautiful journey. So as we go through this, I want you to just think about this reason why you are here, okay? And so when we start getting into this, there are lots of different things in our world that create frequency. And our being as humans, we are like one of the biggest, most massive generators of energy, right? When you see somebody standing in a room and they're just radiating that energy, you can't help but to look at them, right? You're just like, whoa, what does this person have that I don't have, right? But I want you to know that you also have that exact same frequency within you, and it's all about bringing it to the surface. So you guys know that I absolutely love pictures. And they're just a lot of fun because everything that I love doing and the coaching style that I have is all about fun. Okay, so this is going to be you. This is you, you sexy beast, you. You got a massive smile on your face because you are just freaking awesome, okay? So, as human beings, we are just generating energy. And depending on the frequency that we are radiating, that is the opportunities that we are going to get coming in, right? Like attracts like, the law of attraction. And so, as we are radiating this frequency out to the world, right? We've got the universe, we've got God, we've got whatever that higher power is, your creator, source, whatever it is, it's got your back 100%, and it is always showing up for you for your highest good, for the highest good of the world and the planet, because it always wants to see you thriving and succeeding, okay? So whenever you feel alone, you are never actually alone. I'll be there for you, but everybody else will be too that's on here. But you have this incredible frequency within. And a lot of the time, right, we may feel like we're a little bit down. We may feel a little bit lower frequency, or we may feel up, we may feel higher frequency. And we're going to get a little bit more into emotions because emotional intelligence is something that we never learned in school, right? We never learned what all of these emotions mean and how to navigate them, right? This anxiety, this depression that everybody's talking about, they're normal emotions, okay? And this happiness, this joy, also normal emotions, but it's this range of emotions, which we're going to get into, that create this frequency, okay? But before we get into that, we need to understand that you are the generator of what is being attracted into your life, okay? So whatever your pre-programming was based off of that subconscious programming from your mind, right? Our minds are the ones creating this frequency. Okay. And from our past, all of these conditioned beliefs that we've picked up over the years, from our childhood, from people telling us different things, it's basically programmed our minds. And I kind of want to go on a little side note to show you how powerful like subconscious programming actually is. I was just watching this documentary on Gaia a couple nights ago, and it was sharing how there was this cigarette company that wanted to up their sales. They wanted to up their sales, and they wanted to get in the market with women. And the packaging color was green. And so what they did in order to promote the cigarettes, they didn't just go and just place cigarettes, like the name of the cigarette company, everywhere. What they did was they knew that there was this big campaign coming up where there was very high level women, and they were promoting like this event. And so what they did was they dressed all of these amazing, beautiful, high level, high educated women in the exact same color of green as the cigarette packages, okay? And what they did was they had these women smoking cigarettes. They never once said, okay, buy these cigarettes. Yet through conditioning and through subconscious programming, what happened? All of the sales from those cigarettes, they skyrocketed. How crazy is that? So I want you to recognize that, and I want you to know that, because the biggest thing that we must do if we want to move forward is we need to take radical responsibility, okay? And this means that we must take responsibility for everything that's happened in our past and into our present so that we can manifest and start working toward our future. And a lot of this stuff that's been programmed in our minds, I know it's crazy, right? A lot of these things that have been programmed into our mind are so subconscious. And unfortunately, a lot of the programming we've got from the media, we've got from other people that have also been programmed from things like that, right? And even when you think back to generations ago, when we think about the wars that went on, when we think about the fear that was embedded into our grandparents and into the past generations, into our ancestors, they have then carried this on into our generation. And guys, technology is such a beautiful thing. How incredible is it that you guys right here all around the world, you guys saw where all of these people are coming from. Like, we all get to sit here tonight in this masterclass, and we get to be here together, and we get to share awareness, we get to share experiences, we get to be vulnerable with each other. This is the power of the day and age that we are in. And when we can truly start seeing every single day as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to manifest and start working toward that ideal future that we all see. All of you guys are on here because you guys have incredible visions. You have incredible visions for the world, right? You've been planted inside with this incredible mission. And the thing is as humans, when we come here to Earth, right? We come here to this planet, we get born into this beautiful world, and we have this amnesia. We don't remember And then through all of this societal conditioning, our mind gets programmed. And now it's your mission to now go back, to unprogram, to find out which of these beliefs are yours, which ones feel good to you, which we're going to talk about the emotions, and which ones maybe don't feel so good to you. Right? And this is where it gets fun. This is where when we truly we start having fun with this, like growing and learning and evolving doesn't have to be something that is a drag, right? Like having these down emotions that we know don't necessarily like to feel, we don't need to resent them. We don't need to have shame for them. We don't need to do any of these things. Those are all beliefs that we've been programmed. And guys, I said goodbye to those ones a long time ago because ain't nobody like feeling shame. Ain't nobody like feeling guilty for being angry or being sad or being all of these emotions that we have labeled as not being good for us. Every single emotion inside of us is perfect. Every single thing within you, even though you may not see it, is perfect. And the only reason you guys showed up here tonight and you guys may see a light in me is because that light is also within you. Okay? So you are emitting this frequency currently right now. A lot of it is not within your control because it's from that past programming, right? So maybe your frequency maybe is like right here. Okay? And our whole goal is we want to raise our frequency because as we raise our frequency, we're going to start attracting in different things into our life, right? Maybe that will be new people. Maybe that will be a new career opportunity, right? Maybe that'll be your soulmate you've been waiting for. Maybe it will be some more finances. Whatever it is in your life, as we continue to raise our frequency, we're going to continue to raise all of the level of things inside of our world and inside of our realm of what's possible for us. Because in reality, everything is possible for us, right? We've been raised in a society once again that has told us that we are not capable, that we cannot have these things, that we can't do these things. But guys, I'm on a mission to show you guys that we can have everything that we desire if you are willing to put in the work, if you're willing to raise your frequency, and if you're willing to change your belief system. Okay? And as we continue to do that, you're going to be emitting this frequency to the world, to the universe, to God. And the thing about this is, guys, is that we have to meet them halfway, right? If we're only putting in 10% of our energy, do you think the universe, God, the creator, whatever it is you believe in, is going to feed 100% back to you? Mm-mm. No, right? We have to give it 50% so that it brings 50%, right? And that's what's going to happen. You're going to start pushing and it's going to start pushing back. And it is everything in our external reality is always a mirror. Everything in our external reality is always a mirror so that we can actually see it, we can experience it, and we can learn and we can grow. Okay, so as we continue to put out this frequency, the universe is going to start throwing us little pebbles of things, right? It's going to start throwing us little opportunities back. And that's the cool thing about it. So, like I said, as we raise our frequency, we're going to raise our opportunities that come back in, okay? And just like a thermometer, right? When you start hitting that little up button on the thermometer, where if you're in Canada here, it's getting a little chilly now, you're probably turning up your furnace, right? You're hitting that up arrow. As you continue to do that, what happens? The furnace kicks on and it starts raising that temperature, right? It's the exact same thing as the universe. As we continue to push through these fears, push through all of these things that are like that little barrier, and we keep going, we keep moving forward, we never give up. Guess what? Just as you do that, it's going to keep moving it up for you. And you better get ready. You better buckle up because you're going to start seeing things a lot differently in your life, okay? So let's get into this emotions. I'm going to drop a little picture here in the comments for you guys so you guys can take a look at this. Hopefully this is able to work here. If not, I'll post it on my Facebook page afterwards. Doesn't seem like it's going to work, but I'm just going to read it to you. So I'm going to post this little emotion wheel. And this emotion wheel is absolutely incredible, right? Like, as I said, as a society, we have put some shame, we've put some really bad feelings toward all of our emotions. And we have this incredible guidance system within us. We have this incredible guidance system that is basically like steering our ship. Imagine you're like a ship, Okay. And we've got this range of emotions here that maybe necessarily we don't like to feel. They're lower frequency emotions. Okay. And with that, we're irritated, we're jealous, we're frustrated, we're distant, we're remorseful. Maybe we feel isolated, we feel angry, we feel sad, we feel shame, we feel guilt. All of these emotions, they're all lower frequency emotions, okay? And as we continue to feel these, how do you guys feel when you're in these emotions? Why don't you put that in the comments there? How do you guys feel when you're feeling those emotions? Not so good, right? Like we don't necessarily like to sit in them. But what is it that we feel when we're in those? It's saying that I want to get the heck out, right? And what happens when we feel that is that we want to shift, right? We want to change. And that's exactly what it's teaching us. It's teaching us that we want a change, that we need a change. Our soul needs to do something different if we want a different result. Awesome, Carmen. I'm so glad you're picking up what I'm putting down, girlfriend. This is awesome, right? We want to change. And so maybe we like shifting to these other amazing emotions that we love feeling, right? We love feeling happy. We love feeling joyful. We love enlightenment. We love being like just amused. We love being playful. We love fun. We love optimism. We love being confident. We love feeling valued, right? All of these incredible emotions. And as we're feeling these amazing emotions, what's it doing? It's like, yo, girlfriend, yo, boyfriend, you are doing something right in your life. You keep steering that ship exactly that direction that you're going because it's like a reward, right? It's that dopamine hit. It's like, yes, keep on going. And that being said, none of that I just shared is something that we should be ashamed of, right? All of those, whether good or bad, good or bad, they're all there for a reason, right? So that's kind of the cool thing about it. And if you guys were on the other video, I shared with you guys that in our minds, remember we said that about 95% of our subconscious mind is programmed from the past. So now we've got to work through these beliefs. We've got to like dig them out one by one to decide whether we want to keep them or whether we want to ditch them, we want to get rid of them, right? And so we've got these all of these different beliefs. And as we filter through these beliefs, we get to choose whether we want them or not. But you guys might be wondering, like, how the heck do we figure out what all of these beliefs are that are all from our past, right? It can be super confusing. It can be super like kind of difficult and frustrating. And that's where you've got this, like, this brake and this gas pedal, right? It's like you've got all these dreams and goals that you shared, and you're like, pedal to the metal. You are ready to rock. You're ready to rock, but you've also got this like foot on the brake, and it's like you're doing donuts, you're just burning out, you're spinning, you're getting exhausted, frustrated, all of these things because we've got that 95% from our past that is just holding us stuck there. And funny story, when I was learning how to drive, my dad took me out, and I did not know that you needed to like take your foot off of the brake before you put the gas on. And I literally like revved the engine so high, and he was like, "Oh my God, like what are you doing? Like you don't do it like that." But you know what? We don't know what we don't know. Right? So ditch that ego, let's put it aside and let's just be here, let's show up and let's educate ourselves because this is stuff that we never ever learned ever before in our life, but it's something that is going to completely change your life if you're consistent. And guys, the stuff that I talk about and that I share, it's not difficult stuff. It's literally small, tiny daily things that you're going to do over the course of your lifetime, right? And all of these things are going to start accumulating into these bigger things. You're going to start building momentum, okay? So in our minds, we have about 70 to 80,000 thoughts going through our minds every single day. And these thoughts are very critical to our frequency, right? So we've got these lower frequency thoughts, we've got higher frequency thoughts. And then I want you to picture we've got lower frequency emotions and we've got higher frequency emotions. Okay, so we've got our emotions and we've got our thoughts. And I'm going to show you how you can take a lower frequency emotion and switch it into a higher frequency emotion. Would you guys like to learn? Put a hell yes in the comments if you guys would like to learn how you can shift from a lower frequency emotion when you're in that lower vibrational state and be able to shift it into one of those higher frequency emotions that you love to feel, right? Because when we start vibrating higher, we are going to be attracting in higher vibration things. So the more that we can continue to shift, the more that we can continue to shift, and we keep doing this and we keep reprogramming, eventually a lot of that 95% of our mind is actually going to be filled with higher frequency thoughts, and inevitably it's going to be higher frequency emotions. Amazing, guys. I love this so much. I love how excited you guys are to learn this too. So I want you guys to take a second and write down some of the thoughts that maybe you've been saying to yourself that have been a little bit disempowering to you. I want you to think about those goals that you've been going through or that you've been wanting to achieve, but maybe they haven't been working out very well for you. Take a second to write down some of those thoughts that have been in your head. Maybe it's that you're not good enough to do it. Maybe it's that you're not capable of doing it. Maybe it's that you're afraid to fail. Or maybe it's because you understand this power within you. You know that you are so powerful. And if you actually showed up and did the things that you want to do, you're afraid of being overwhelmed. Because maybe you've done that in the past. You pushed super hard for something and you went really hard into that masculine energy. And then you got so overwhelmed that you burnt out, and then you took your step back, you took your foot off like the brake and the gas, and you're like, oh my gosh, like I can't do anything anymore. And then you took 3 weeks of disconnecting from the world so that you could like literally catch your breath and be able to like actually breathe again. I know I've done that clearly. Right? All of these things. So we have these thoughts in our head that are holding us back. And a lot of the time, you guys might be able to write down some thoughts right now, but a lot of these thoughts we need to catch in the moment of these emotions. Okay, so I'm going to teach you a really cool trick that you guys can do throughout your days to be able to start becoming more aware, right? Because a lot of the time, remember like when you're sitting in one of these emotions, maybe you're like super angry, you're like just like upset, you got triggered by something, and you've been sitting in this feeling for like hours and like maybe even days or weeks, maybe even a month. You know, you've been sitting in this emotion and you haven't even realized that you're sitting there in a crappy mood. Has that happened to any of you guys? Because I know it's happened to me, and I know it's also happened to you. Right? So this little trick I'm going to show you is so that you can start becoming more aware of these emotions within our bodies. Because we have, like I said, we've got this incredible GPS system inside, but if we cannot recognize and become aware of all of these things going on inside of us, then we're never going to be able to catch these thoughts in order to shift them into a positive, more empowering thought, to be able to shift them and raise that frequency into a higher emotion. Okay? If anybody has any questions throughout this, feel free to toss them in the comments and we will get back to them at the very end before this all ends, okay? So we've got our emotions, and you guys can download an app, okay? So I want you to write this down. It's called Mind Jogger. I'll put it in the comments here. I think it's like $1 something. Mind Jogger. So you guys can download that app. It's like $1.30 or something to get, but it's absolutely incredible. And there is another way that you are able to do it. So if you don't want to download the app, if you're somebody who's not near your phone a lot throughout your day, the other option may be better. Okay, so I'll explain Mind Jogger. So you download this app. You're going to set it up so that it reminds you 10 times randomly throughout your day. And it's very key that it's random, because when it is actually like scheduled at certain time periods, the longer we do it, our subconscious mind is so on point, guys, that it's going to start recognizing and picking up. Okay, so it's important that it's random. And with this app, it's just you can just label it so that it just says, I want you guys to write this down. How am I feeling in my body right now? How am I feeling in my body right now? So this is going to pop up 10 times a day and just allow you to check in with your body. How am I feeling right now emotionally? And just check in with yourself. Okay? And just start writing those down. One thing that I am very, very keen on for anybody that I coach is that we have a junk journal and we have an empowerment journal. Okay? In this junk journal is where you can do a lot of this stuff in the beginning, because a lot of your emotions right now may be pretty heavy. They may feel pretty dense. They may feel pretty low frequency. So anything that you have that is lower frequency that maybe you don't love feeling, write it in this junk journal. Okay, so as this app goes off, you're going to do 3 things. So you're going to just check in with yourself. The first thing you're going to ask is, how am I feeling in my body right now? Maybe you're feeling like kind of heavy, you're feeling kind of crappy, you're feeling anxious. Maybe you can label it with an emotion. Maybe you can look at this emotion wheel that I'll share with you guys afterwards on my Facebook and check in with that wheel and see kind of how you're feeling. And I want you to notice where you're feeling it in your body. And this is kind of cool, something that I learned. Our subconscious is actually always talking to us, but it doesn't speak English, right? It's not just like, yo, girlfriend, like, this is how I'm feeling right now. I want you to know that, and this is what it means, right? It'd be way too easy if it did that, right? So it's going to send signals, but it's different for absolutely every human, right? So some of you may be feeling it in your chest, and maybe it feels like heaviness. Maybe you're going to feel it in your throat, and it might feel like tightness. Maybe you're going to feel it in your upper back. Maybe you're going to feel it in your stomach. Maybe you're going to feel nauseous. Maybe you're going to feel like something is in your stomach. Maybe you're going to feel it in your legs or in your arms. So I want you to just take note of what you're feeling physically in your body. Where is energy sitting right now in your body? Okay, so that's the second thing. And then the third thing is, I want you to just say to yourself, thank you so much for releasing this. I love you, I love you, I love you. Okay? And the reason we say that is because understanding that everything that is going on inside of our body is only wanting our highest good, right? It's only wanting the very best for us, but we don't understand. It's just like a child. When the child is wanting something before they're able to actually communicate and speak, they might do something, then they're going to throw a temper tantrum because they can't communicate it properly. They don't know how to get your attention so that you help them to get whatever it is that they want, right? It's the exact same thing with our subconscious mind and our body and our emotional body. So we're going to start picking up where we kind of feel things. And for me, I felt most of it, I feel in my chest. It was when I feel anxiety, I feel kind of a heaviness. A lot of the time I might feel it in my throat. And then a lot of the time I will feel it in my gut. And some people it's completely different, okay? So that is a tool that you can use. So if you do not want to use the app because maybe, for instance, you're at work and you're not able to actually be there with your phone, then I want you to like take one of your rings or take one of your bracelets, and I want you to just simply put it on your other wrist or your other hand. You know how like when you do something, it feels so weird? Yes, Leanna, I know you've worked in the past and the junk journal is amazing. Yeah, it's so good. So put it on the other wrist. Whenever throughout your day, your awareness comes to that thing that is out of place, I want you to check in with yourself, okay? And I encourage you guys to write that down in your notes. Okay, the first thing is, how am I feeling in my body right now? Second thing is just awareness, right? Don't resent it. Like, this is just awareness. This is just being like, okay, it's trying to tell me something right now. And then the third thing is just saying, thank you for releasing this. I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay. Awesome. So as we continue to do this, we're going to start becoming more aware of our emotional bodies. And we're going to start becoming aware of all of these messages that start coming in. And this is where you can start doing some work to kind of think about it, right? Because remember, like I said, these emotions that are in our body, if we are having heavy, dense, lower frequency emotions, chances are we are having lower density, lower frequency thoughts, or there was something in our external environment that has triggered something, right? Our minds are a record of the past. So if, say, for example, you have some sort of stored trauma from your past, a stored trigger, and something happens in your awareness right now, you're actually going to have that exact same response because your mind does not know the difference from when you're actually in that situation to now. Okay, so that's what a trigger is. So that's why you're going to be feeling these emotions. So a lot of the time it's from a lot of thoughts, right? How many times do we put ourselves down? Do we think different things? And remember, our minds are the thing that is bringing this frequency about. So as we can choose to start being aware of our emotional body, we can start catching these thoughts. And when it comes to that, I want to share a little story. So this summer, I was going to the fridge and I was grabbing some water to make my shake. Okay. I was going there and I started feeling anxiety in my chest. And I'm like, whoa, what is going on? Like, what the heck? Like, why am I feeling this? I'm literally just grabbing water, like, to make a shake. I'm like, there's no reason why I should be feeling this right now. Nothing in my external environment happened to trigger this. So I was like, oh my gosh, okay, what was I just thinking? And I like was able, and this is from like really like practicing this one technique. Okay, guys, I caught it and I was like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking three things. Okay. The first thing was that I could not find my book. The second thing was that I had a call coming up that I had to do, and I was waiting for a friend of mine to do the call, right? But it wasn't a major thing. Like it was just like I could have done it later. Like there was no timeline on it. So catching these two thoughts, I was able to be like, okay, me in my subconscious mind stressing about losing my book. I'm like literally causing anxiety from my mind doing this without even me being consciously aware of it, guys. This is how powerful our mind is. And literally, as soon as I caught that thought, I was like, okay, first off, like, it doesn't really matter that I don't know where my book is right now. I wasn't even going to read it. It was just something that I wanted to find. If I cannot find my book, I can literally buy a new one, but I literally know it's somewhere in this house so I can find my book. And the second thing was about the call. And I was able to be like, okay, like, with my conscious awareness now, I'll be like, okay, this call, if it doesn't happen before, it'll happen after. And even if it doesn't happen, it doesn't really matter, right? There's so many things that we put stress and expectations and pressure on ourselves that can be eliminated. Literally me every morning, and I've been so aware of this lately and just sitting and understand why, right? It's the awareness. It's becoming aware of all of these programs that are running inside of our head. Okay. And so once we can start becoming aware of these emotions, we can start catching them and we can start shifting them. And this is where your toolbox of things is going to come in, because once you find the awareness, you're going to start finding what tools in that toolbox are going to be good for you. Things that are going to be able to shift your energy, because all different situations, they may be able to get you out of different things. Okay. And so with your emotions, when we can start catching some of those thoughts, this is where your junk journal comes in. Okay. So maybe you're out, you have like a little note section on your phone and you start writing down all of these lower frequency, disempowering thoughts that are in your head. Write them down. Okay. And this is where you're going to take them. You're going to need to put them on paper. You need to take them from your inner world and take them to your external world, right? Humans are one of the only creatures, well, they are the only creatures that can actually create with our consciousness alone. We hold so much power within this universe, guys. It's insane. So take them from your inner world and put them to your external world. Take them, write them down on paper, and guys, do not judge yourself. We all tell ourselves nasty things. We all tell ourselves so many nasty things, but when we can take radical responsibility for them, understand that most of them are not from our own conscious programming. They're from the societal, they're from all of these things that have been programming us for years and years and years and years. And we get to now show up and choose that we do not like them. Okay. So do not judge them. Do not think there's anything wrong with you. Do not think that you're weird, you're this, you're that. Write them all down and do not judge them. Okay. Write them all down. Once you have this list of thoughts and you'll start accumulating them, you'll probably start seeing some patterns. And that's the coolest thing. When you take them from your inner world to your external, you'll start finding some patterns. You're like, oh my gosh, okay, this thing is kind of showing up a lot. And I want to like reiterate that. It's showing up a lot. Our consciousness only brings things into our awareness when it is ready to be healed, when it is ready to be moved on. And it's only going to give you what you can handle. Okay? So as these things start coming up and you start bringing awareness to them, this is where you're going to start reframing. You're going to start shifting a lot of your awareness. Okay? So you're going to take them and you're going to look at them one by one. And you're going to look at them, and maybe it's a situation. Have you ever heard of a silver lining, right? That's what reframing is, a silver lining. Thinking about what this situation was and shifting it into something positive, right? So for example, if you are wanting a health goal, okay, you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm unable to do this because I don't have the commitment, okay? Or maybe you wrote something down because you should have done something that you didn't. Oh, I should have went to the gym today, but I didn't. So I want you to reframe that into something positive, something more empowering to you. I didn't go to the gym today, but I'm super excited because I did this. I ate healthy today, right? So instead of like focusing on that negative, I want you to focus on the positive. And there's so much more to this because we it's not just about like just shining light on only the good things, right? But it's about reprogramming. So when we start taking these things, and it might be like, I am unconfident, like I'm feeling really unconfident, or I'm stupid, or I'm this, take that. I am so excited to be learning how to love myself. And if you say in the process of, or I am excited to, or I am excited and grateful to, it's like a bridge, right? Sometimes if we said, like, I am confident, it seems like too far out of reach. And it's like our mind can't really connect those two. So by putting, like, I am in the process of, it's going to be absolutely incredible. So once you have that list of things that are not serving you, then you can start shifting them one by one into more empowering beliefs. And once we have these empowering beliefs, have you guys ever heard like affirmations? Like people put them up and it's just like you're reading it, you're like, I am smart, I am this, I am that, but they just never work. It's because of the emotion. In order for us to be able to reframe an emotion, we must have emotion. Okay? We cannot reframe it without having that emotion. So if we're just simply saying it but not believing it, then it's never going to reprogram properly. Okay? And I want you to write this down. A belief equals a thought plus emotion plus repetition. Hey, Dylan, I'm so excited that you're on here. So a belief equals a thought plus an emotion plus repetition. So how do we get this emotion involved in this? And this is where visualization comes in. And you guys can rewatch this because this may seem a little bit confusing. If you guys have any questions, write them down. But if you guys are understanding everything that I'm saying, maybe just write in the comments that you are totally understanding everything that I'm sharing. And if you guys don't, feel free to put them in a question down there and I can answer that and clarify for you. Okay, so once we have this list of things that we do want, this list of empowered emotions, we're going to use visualization and the power of our mind in order to start reprogramming. Okay, and the craziest thing is like I said, our minds do not know the difference between fact and fiction. Our minds are records of the past. So it doesn't know the difference. So as we choose to start using visualization to be able to empower us into these beliefs, we can truly start seeing this magic. So this is where we can use visualization. So I want you guys to just close your eyes for a second. Close your eyes for a second. And I want you to just take a few big deep breaths with me. Okay? Just let your body know that you're safe. And as you take your inhale, I want you to hold it at the top for a few seconds. And exhale. And just take a few more. And this is something that you can do even like in the pockets of your day. I want you to just ground yourself here for a second. I want you to imagine that you have roots coming out from the bottom of your bum or your feet, whatever is closest to the ground. I want you to just imagine that these roots are going deeper and deeper into the earth, connecting you to the earth. I just sink into this place. I want you to take your right hand and I want you to place it on your heart. I want you to just feel it beating there. I want you to know that this heart is one of the biggest generators of frequency we have within us. And as we can choose to show up with love and with gratitude for ourselves and gratitude for everyone around us, this is how we're going to change the world. And this is how we're going to change the emotions that we tie into these beliefs that we hold, into these thoughts that we hold. And through repetition, this is how we're going to start reprogramming, is right from this beautiful space in our chest right here. I want you to sit here and just breathe into it here for a second. I want you to imagine either a place, a person, maybe somewhere where you feel absolutely amazing. And you know that feeling of just oneness? It's like you're just pure bliss, like ecstasy, like you're just feeling so good. I want you to bring that awareness into your mind. I want you to visualize that place. Maybe it's a safe place at your home. Maybe it's your cottage. Maybe it's your vacation place. Maybe it's on the beach. I want you to just bring that into your mind right now. And if your mind wanders off, I just want you to gently pull it back. What does it smell like? What does it look like? What kind of sounds can you hear? Maybe you can taste something. Maybe you're eating food. Maybe you're touching things. What does it feel like? You really go to that place where you feel love and abundance and peace. Maybe hope for your future. And as we're in this place, guys, this is the place that we want to create from. So as we go on with this masterclass, you guys can open up your eyes here. I want you guys to know this is the place that we want to create from. Okay, and this is something that you guys can do on your own. And so when we're looking at all of these empowered things that we want to do, we must go to this place first. We must go to this place of love, of peace, of understanding, of compassion, of empathy before we start the reprogramming. Because if we're anchoring in crappy emotions with these new beliefs, we're still going to have the crappy emotions there. Okay, so we must program these amazing things, these amazing emotions, these amazing feelings of love, the highest frequency we possibly can with these new things. And so one of the things that I love doing is once we have this list, go to that place. Go to that place. Go look in the mirror. And this is going to be super uncomfortable, guys. Go look in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror and actually look at yourself. And I want you to say these things to yourself. I am so excited and grateful to be here. I am so happy to be learning how to be more confident. I am a freaking badass. And say it with enthusiasm, with excitement, with feeling those good emotions. Dance up and down. Put on some good music that really brings your heart space open. Put that on. Put on some essential oils, maybe, that you just love it. Right? We can anchor in all of these amazing, positive, incredible beliefs with all of our different senses, right? So it can be with different people that's going to bring us these good things. Maybe it's a scent, right? Maybe you want to put on some lavender on you as you're going to do this experience. Maybe you want to put on a good song that you love. Because guys, as you continue to do this, and guys, remember this takes repetition. As you continue to do this, every single time you put on this lavender and you continue to do that in that heart space, listening and reading your affirmations and doing these things in the mirror, every time you smell that lavender, you're going to go to that place. You watch. Every time you hear that song, you're going to go to that place. And next thing you know, you're going to be like running on a daily from a higher frequency place because you are reprogramming your mind. Our minds control all of this, right? It flicks a switch in our mind, which creates the chemical response within our body. So you're reprogramming it all. And it all comes from here. It all comes within. We are so capable of doing this all within ourselves. So when you're doing this, jump around, have a dance party, say your new things. And before we go, because I know that it is 7:51 already, which is crazy, one other trick that you can do, whatever that song is that you absolutely love, I want you to put it on your computer, preferably instrumental version. I want you to take your phone on the voice notes, okay? And I want you to read. I want you to read all of these new amazing things about yourself into here with that music playing in the background. And you're going to have to do this a couple times, guys. The first time you do, you're going to be super awkward. You're going to be like, I am confident. I'm excited to be like working on myself. I am so capable of this. I am strong. And then the next time you go to record it, you're going to be a little bit more enthusiastic about it, right? You're probably going to laugh at yourself. You're going to be like, okay, that was bad. And do it alone if you want to do it alone. And record it again and again until you're actually feeling the emotion. Remember, go to that heart space first before you do this. Feel the emotion within your words. Words carry frequency. And once you have this recording, listen to that every morning, every afternoon, and every evening, and watch how your frequency starts changing. Watch as you start reprogramming all of these new incredible things into your mind. And guys, when I did this, it was incredible. I would listen to the recording that I did maybe a month ago. I would listen to it and I'd be like, this girl that like is like saying this to me, it's almost like bringing down my vibes now. Like I was vibing way higher than what that girl was, what she was on the recording, yet it was me. You're going to be able to see your own and hear your own frequency changing. And it's so cool. And eventually, all of these things are going to start feeling so true to you, right? You maybe put, I am confident. And when you initially did it, you weren't feeling very confident. But as you continue to do this, you're going to be like, yo, like I am feeling confident. I'm feeling good. So this is why this is a non-stop process, because with every new level, there's a new devil, right? So this is a continuous process. We need to continue doing the junk journal. We need to continue the reprogramming. And we keep doing this over and over again. And you're going to have to re-record that recording and listen to that and watch your life change. It's absolutely incredible. So as we can continue to show up in this higher frequency, this is how we're going to start attracting in different things. And guys, this is just purely the beginning of all of this incredible tools that we are able to do to reprogram this bad boy so we can start attracting the most incredible things in our life. And it's kind of fun, right? You start challenging yourself. You're like, is this true? So you put something out there and then it actually shows up. You're like, oh my God, maybe this crazy girl on Facebook, legit. This is legit. Oh my gosh, right? You get to have some fun with it. So try this out. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. Send me a message. But guys, I am so fired up and I just want to thank you guys so much for being here with me so that we could do this exercise together. And just to kind of leave you guys with something that you guys can do. I want you guys to track your day. So as you're doing your 3-step process where you're checking in with yourself, your emotions, your awareness, track all of these things over the next week or two, right? Track the people, track the relationships, track all of these different things. Then track whether they're either bringing up your emotions and your frequency or bringing down your emotions and frequency. Because as we continue to remove a lot of the things that are lowering our frequency and we start filling them with all of these things that are raising our frequency, you're going to be able to watch as you begin to soar. And this is why community and the people that you surround yourself with is so, so important. Surround yourself with people who are wanting to grow, who are wanting to learn, who are wanting to link arms with you and encourage you. Because as you're down, one of us is going to be up. And that's where we need to pick each other up. We need to link arms. We truly need to do this together. It's like incredible. There's so much heaviness going on in the world right now. There's so much. but you're choosing to be here tonight to raise your own frequency so you can be a beacon of light for the entire world, for everybody that you come in contact with. So I want you to just know that everything that you are doing on a daily basis, just by being, is enough. It's enough. And your frequency that you're vibing at now is enough. Yet, if you want to raise that frequency and if you want to continue raising that frequency, we do have the Becoming Aware or the Becoming Aware program that is starting in November. So the third week of November, and there's limited spots in this. So I'm going to explain a little bit about what this entails. And like I said, this is just the beginning. So over that 8 weeks, 8-week group coaching, there's going to be a group of us getting together, learning from each other and learning how we are able to take our frequency. We are able to really dig into and become more aware of all of these limiting patterns that we've picked up over the years. And we're going to start reprogramming. Okay. So this 8 weeks is purely just the beginning, but it's going to be so freaking epic, guys. It's going to be absolutely incredible. So if you guys want to join in on that, I will put the link below where you can join and purchase that program. So right now, there is a special deal on this course for the next 24 hours, okay? So normally the price of the course is $15.97, and you guys are going to get $250 off, and you're also going to get a one-on-one coaching. Okay, I'm throwing that in just because I love you guys and I want to be there with you guys, supporting you guys one-on-one with this too. Because a lot of this we can do as a group, but it's incredible when we can get that one-on-one dig into all of those beliefs and do some reprogramming. Okay, so you guys are going to get it for $13.37, and so this is for the next 24 hours. So if you guys have any questions about anything, please feel free to message me. I can call you. We can set up a time to do an exploratory call. So I offer a 30-minute exploratory call where we can dig more into what it is that you're wanting to achieve, the vision that you have, start uncovering some of those limiting beliefs, and we can decide whether this program may or may not be something for you, because this is not going to be for everybody, right? And I really want to have this as a sacred container here for the people that are in this group so that we can really, truly learn and grow together. But I want to just thank you all once again for being on here, sending you guys so much love and light. You guys are absolutely incredible. And regardless whether you're joining in on this 8-week program, just know that you are just absolutely incredible, that you showing up and just shining your light and continuing to become more aware of all of these patterns, continuing to educate yourself, continuing to learn and grow and just support other people right now in this time. You are doing an incredible job, and I just want to thank you for doing that. So thank you guys so much for being on here with me tonight. I love you guys so, so much. And I'm just going to take a peek through these comments. Oh my gosh, you're amazing. Leanna, I used to always say my place was the beach. My place is really laying in bed with Kyle, cuddling, listening to a thunderstorm. I love that. And isn't it incredible how sometimes it can be the simplest things that bring us the most joy? And when we can stop having all of these thoughts that all of these big, extravagant things are going to bring us this happiness, bring us this success, when in reality, it's just about, like we said, finding that gratitude in the things that we already have. Because once we start feeling the frequency of what it feels like to be in love and gratitude with what we have, guess what's going to happen, guys? You're going to shoot up that frequency and you're going to start attracting in a lot more into your life. And it's going to be absolutely incredible. And you're so worthy of all of it. Amazing, guys. Oh, I love you guys so much. Bye, everybody. Hope you guys have an incredible night. See ya.